Howdy, peeps. Today, we're going to talk about the three attitudes that LDS singles can take when attending activities and the need for all LDS singles to adopt the third attitude. Join the Journey Radio starts right now.
Welcome to the infusion of positive energy into the lives of single Latter-day Saints everywhere. This is Joy in the Journey Radio.
And welcome back, peeps, to another wonderful, splendiferous, joyous episode of Joy in the Journey Radio. I am Lance, your host for Joy in the Journey Radio, and this is episode number 389. Adopt the third attitude. So we know there's a problem with the live broad stream. Some of you may be trying to see it, and you're actually watching this after the fact because you couldn't actually get into the live stream. We apologize for the difficulty. Again, this is the new platform that I moved to. And it's proving to be, it's a different set of problems, but it's turning out to be a bigger set of problems than the last one I had. So I don't know. I don't know what to say except I'm sorry, and we're working to try to make things better for everybody. And if you are here in the live program, go ahead and slip yourself into the chat and tell us where you're from. If you're watching the program after the fact, go ahead and leave a comment down below and let us know where you're from, because that will help us with the algorithms. So, yeah, like I said in the intro, we're going to be looking today at three different attitudes that LDS singles can adopt when attending activities. And some of you out there, some of you may know that the Washington D.C. Single Adult Conference is scheduled to start 1 week from today, on Friday the 13th, no less. That doesn't concern anybody. uh, not, not that I'm superstitious or anything, but still, it's like, okay, Friday the 13th is when you want to start your deal. uh, Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Lots of people are excited, but again, Friday the 13th, I'm cautiously hopeful. Actually, I am cautiously hopeful, but for a different reason. It's because my experience with these events hasn't been overwhelmingly positive. Be that as it may, there has been some chatter from several folks attending this conference next week. They're attending for the first time, and they're expressing concerns about cliques. And will they be able to integrate and fill their needs for sociality? And so, looking at this, I thought, well, what can I do to help? And I thought, well, I want to do something with the program tonight to help prep for the conference. And this topic seems to be, really apropos for that purpose. A worthy topic to address because it applies not just to the conference that's happening next week, but to all single activities all the year round. Now, for those who don't know, I've lived all over the United States. I've seen how things are done in areas where Latter-day Saints form varying proportions of the total population. And I've also noticed some patterns with respect to LDS singles as they attend activities. And by activities, I mean church-sponsored gatherings for singles. So these could be something as big as a conference or as small as a picnic or FHE group meeting. Regardless of the activity involved, LDS singles typically employ one of two attitudes. But there's a third attitude they can have, and it's that third attitude they should embrace. But first, let's talk about the two attitudes they typically employ. The first, number one, is the dating forum. Yes, I'm going to say what's on everyone's mind, and nobody's going to actually come out and say it. LDS singles attend activities because they're looking for someone to date and eventually marry. Many LDS singles with this attitude will attend an activity, look around for someone that matches their desires, and either stay if they see potential or leave and never come back if they find nothing. It's understandable why so many have that attitude. I mean, our traditional LDS culture has held being married with kids as the mark of belonging. Being single means you don't belong. Uh, Also, it's important to note, traditional LDS culture also accepts sex only within marriage, and so being single means no sex life. It's not hard to understand why anyone would adopt the attitude of the dating form. Nor is it hard to understand why some LDS singles choose the second attitude, number two, that's common among those attending single activities. They don't find the results they want from embracing the dating form, and they're just tired and or frustrated with trying to figure that one out. They need to listen to this program more. So they say they just going to attend the activity just to have fun. This is what I call the activity club. Now, do not get me wrong. Do not misunderstand me. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be looking for a companion. I'm not saying we shouldn't have fun at singles events. These are both very worthy pursuits within the proper context, that is. When it comes to singles activities, regardless of the size of the event, embracing the dating form or the activity club will block blessings from coming into our own lives and in the lives of those around us. Think for a moment about the focus encouraged by each of those attitudes. They both encourage us to focus inward on our own selves, our own desires, our own agendas. And because our focus determines our reality, embracing the dating form or the activity club in our focus leads to a reality centered in self, a reality that doesn't really consider anything or anyone outside that world. Now, fortunately for us, there is a third attitude, numero tres, that LDS singles can embrace when attending activities. Christ is, as always, the great exemplar. His focus was never pointed inward toward serving self and his own agenda. Rather, his focus was always pointed outward towards serving others and his Father's agenda. He was all about building community. For me, the quintessential teaching of his in this area is Matthew 5. Verse 48 contains the well-known admonition towards perfection. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. I'm sure many of us are aware that alternative meanings of the Greek word translated as the word perfect include complete, finished, fully developed. We often interpret that concept of perfection to apply to the individual. We should each achieve the fullness of our individual potential. Be ye therefore perfect. I share that interpretation, but I don't hold it as the only valid interpretation. In fact, there is another way to look at the idea of perfection, and I believe that this other way is more in line with what the Savior actually meant in his teaching. Take a look at the two verses that precede verse 48. Verses 46 and 47 read, For if ye love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do not even the publicans the same? And if ye salute your brethren only, what do ye more than others? Do not even the publicans so? When you follow that up with, Be ye therefore perfect, it is clear that the perfection the Savior taught was one of interpersonal relationships, that we should be perfect as a community. That is the third attitude that LDS singles can and should embrace when attending activities. Instead of embracing the dating form and the activity club, we should embrace the support community. We should interact with others not to serve our own agenda, but to bring others into one body in which all the members seek to support and sustain every other member. And before you get overwhelmed at the thought of having to support that everyone else in the group, let me remind you of the old saying that many hands make light work. Often, what is most needed is simply paying attention to the people around us and inviting them into our circle. We need to keep inviting people in and connecting with them socially, even, and I would add, especially when our own social needs have been met. I'm reminded of a poem I came across as a young man. I had been gifted a book of American poetry that had been popular along the history of the country. One of those poems impressed me so much that I committed it to memory. They drew a circle that put him out. Heretic, rebel, a thing to flout. But love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle that took him in. Now, admittedly, this runs against the grain of what normal people do. Normal people quit forming new connections with other people when their own needs have been satisfied. But we can't have the community perfection that the Savior taught in the Sermon on the Mount if we do that. By sticking with our own friends and those we know, our own needs for sociality may be met. But what about the needs of others? By ceasing to form new social connections with others, we deprive ourselves of the benefits that associating with those others could bring. And we deprive those others of those same blessings as well. Far better for us to follow the Savior and turn our focus outward. Far better for us to reject the inward focus of the dating form and the activity club, and instead adopt the third attitude by embracing the support community. Not only will we bless our own lives and the lives of those around us with the support that we need as LDS singles, but we will come closer to achieving the community perfection that the Savior advocated. And that will bring us more joy in our journey. All right, let's take a look here and let's see here. So I'm not seeing anybody in the chat. Um, that's okay. Like I said, some of you may be having trouble with the program because there's an issue somewhere with the live stream connecting up with the website. So yeah, we're gonna have to look into that. In the meantime, though, since if you're not watching the live stream, you're obviously watching the program afterwards. That's, I mean, this is all I really have. I mean, I wish I had like someone here on the program to bring on and we could actually discuss everything that I just got done talking about. But as you can see, I am a one-man band for now, anyway. Still working on changing that, but we'll see what happens. So, like I said, I mean, no one here. I mean, wouldn't it be great to have like a discussion about this sort of thing? I think it would, but you know, I guess you know what? I actually just had an idea. What if I could like, get like um some sort of AI bot to be my discussion partner on the show? I wonder if that could work. That's actually kind of frightening, actually, when you think about it, because the AI bot would know things that some a human being wouldn't know. Uh, and Yeah, we should know too much about. I don't think you. I never want to know too much about the people I'm talking to, so I wouldn't want that turned around on me. Oh, yeah, yes. Let's not go there. I'll still work on getting like live human beings to join the program. If you want to come on the program and talk about something, then feel free. Hey, I'm looking for volunteers, obviously. So, go to jointhejourneyradio.com/contact, fill out the form that's listed there, and say, hey, I'd love to come on the show. And if there's a special topic you want to talk about, or you could, leave a comment down below since, most are going to be watching this after the fact anyway. Leave a comment down below, right? That'll also help us with the algorithms. In addition, if there's a topic you want to see us address, but you don't want to actually come on the program, but you'd like to see somebody talking about it, go ahead, leave that, there in the comments too. Help us out with the algorithms. Um, if there's some aspect of LDS singles life that, is challenging for you and you'd like some help in overcoming, then please leave a comment down below. I organized Join the Journey Radio so that we could have a forum to discuss the challenges that confront us and, come up with ideas for overcoming them. And I've certainly been presenting a lot of those over the years. But hey, let's get some more cooks in the kitchen here. Um, as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, share our content that you find helpful, so that the algorithms will get more of our content out to help other LDS singles. And as I said, that's all I got for you this week. So until next time, this is your host reminding you there is joy to be had all along your journey. Take that joy and journey on.